Okay, welcome in. Starting the second hour of the weekend edition of the Korelin Economics Report. You know, we talked about we were more macro-oriented, talking about specific companies, specific industry executives' opinions in the first hour. Now we're going to go over to a macro view. I think that that's very, very important because I believe we may have seen a turn in the market, but I have to define the market first before I say that. I would have to say precious metals, specifically gold and silver, and certainly the resource sector. It's been very, very strong of late. Let's see what Olivier Garret has to say. Olivier is the CEO of Casey Research, a very bright guy. What do you think, bud?
Well, I do, like I mentioned to you before, Al, the precious metals market, as many markets, are very hard to predict in the short run. There is no question that the downturns has happened over the last 2 years. I think is giving us good hope that we are reaching a bottom or close to it. There's a lot of technical signs that showing that there's good hope that we are about to go to a turn. But no matter what happens, I think the worst of the pain is past. And what we know about this market, whether it's the actual precious metals or the resource companies, is when they come back, it comes back very, very strong. And my anticipation is we're more likely than not, to see an upswing that is going to be very strong.
Olivier, there is no doubt that the last 2 years for the precious metals has been very bad. It's been just on this downward trend after decades or centuries of going up for gold, at least. And we've started off 2014 here on a positive note, I think, with a nice steady base building and even a little bit of an uptrend. But my question to you is, recently, or at least over the last couple of years, we've had a lot of the retail investors and outside of the institutions leave the market. Do you see these people coming back in, or what will bring back in the retail investor?
Well, I think what will bring back in retail investors generally is some exciting news in the industry, some major discoveries, some consolidations. I think the Cisco news that we had a little earlier this month was very encouraging. The fact that there is actually M&A activity. The fact is the broader public will only come back after the market has turned around. And I think that we're seeing some positive signs. They need to be confirmed first, but.
You know, Olivier, I got to tell you, I'm fairly familiar with that area around the town of Rouyn-Noranda, and Cisco is there, Clifton Star is there, Falco Pacific is there. I think when Cisco came in a couple of weeks ago with, I would have to say, almost a ridiculous bid, it was so low for Cisco, that did show that the major companies are out there really looking for inventory. I think that makes companies and don't construe this as investment advice because this is only my opinion, but I think that makes companies in that area, certainly Cisco, Clifton Star, Falco Pacific, etc. It makes them look very good. I would go so far as to say, who knows, that could be the next big area play. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's a very attractive area, and the challenge right now, I think any district that has either to be attractive right now has to have good economics, and I think this area does offer that, and both in terms of the size of the deposits as well as the forecasted cost. So I think it's a very, very exciting area. But what I am more interested in general for the industry is the fact that any activity, M&A activity, usually has a tendency to snowball and will bring more. What we're seeing is that the majors are now seeing the ability of acquiring well-developed resource at a much lower cost than it would take them to develop them because of the current market conditions. And they're starting to act upon it. And that's very encouraging for the market.
Olivier, it feels like we've been talking about this for the past year, waiting for this M&A activity to begin, because properties and companies are at a discount. These quality properties that are out there that even are economical at these prices are still going or are valued at a good deal. And I believe it is a positive seeing these big players come in and start acquiring, because they're the ones that have money, and they're also the ones that have cut back their exploration expenditures. So you think that this will be a continuing trend? You think there will be some more of these acquisitions?
Yes, I think, usually what is happening when you're, just like bubbles starts to, go up for a long time and sometime longer than we expect. When you're at the bottom, at the trough, of a downturn, it takes first one story, then a little while later you get a second one, and then it starts snowballing. It's not going to happen all at once. I'm not, in 2000, after the 2008 crisis, that was extremely fast. We had a very fast recovery. I think this recovery will actually be longer. It's very, very important to focus on quality right now. The best assets, companies that have cash in the bank, and if you choose well, I think the recovery is real for the best ones.
Olivier, I got a question. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful staff. I almost feel like it's demeaning to call guys like Louis James and Marin Katusa staff. They're really damn near partners of yours. They're partners, exactly. But you've got some of the best research in the world, and we're happy. By the way, we do highlight KC Research on our homepage, and we also highlight the Hard Asset Alliance on our homepage. A couple of great organizations. But what are you telling your subscribers to do right now? What kind of advice are you guys giving them?
It's actually interesting. Last week we actually had a call with all our paid subscribers to explain to them where we thought the market is right now. We think this is one of the best opportunities. The market has not been this beaten for over a couple decades, and these are the time where you actually build a portfolio and make real money. And it may take a year or two to unfold, but these are very unique times. We actually tomorrow are filming a web event that will air in a couple of weeks with some of the most well-known people in the industry, obviously Rick, Frank Chustra, Ross Beatty, as well as Porter Stansberry and so on. And we're really, what is interesting, we brought a variety of people that really are what I would call true value investors to talk about this. And I think we are at a turning point. That's my view, at least.
Olivier, you said that this is a great time to start building a portfolio, which I agree with. Going out and being selective, finding the right companies is a great time to just enter the market and sit on these companies for maybe a year. Who knows how long it'll take to recover. But when you're looking at these companies, are you focused on mid-tier, juniors, majors? What are you looking for?
Well, I mean, generally speaking, very, very early stage projects will take much longer to recover. What you want is quality management. You want companies that have, if possible, high grade deposits, because they will be the ones that will recover first. But they can still, exploration, I think, will be, if there's most likely more advanced exploration projects and rather very early exploration projects. But across the board, the most important thing is the people, the projects, and then whether or not they have the cash to move their plans over the next couple of years. Because if they really have to finance in the next 6 months, it may still be causing a lot of dilution for shareholders.
I think it's going to be very, very difficult just over the next 6 months or so. But I think as the market picks up, I don't think there's any question about it. I think then financing will become much, much easier. I'm very intrigued with what you're saying about the film that you're going to be shooting with Frank and Rick and everyone else. And I would appreciate if we could put that on our site whenever it's available, because I think that would be something very, very valuable for listeners to be able to watch.
Absolutely, I'd be pleased to, and they could just stay tuned to your website, and I'll find the information right there. We'll send you some links and banners as soon as it's available.
Perfect. One last thing, Hard Asset Alliance. You've been on our website now for probably almost since inception. How's that going?
Oh, it's going very well. Our alliance of newsletter organization is really reach, and at a time where it's surprising how people say, well, there's no longer gold and silver investors. We've had record growth last year, and I think a lot of investors actually are recognizing that owning the physical gold and silver is essential, and that's what has caused the growth.
I'm not at all surprised. Check out the Hard Asset Alliance. Check out KC Research. We're going to be right back.